was like, what? He was like, so on the fireplace is a picture of your brother in his uniform, because my brother was in the Navy. And he was like, and it's a picture of his girlfriend's daughter in her Army uniform. And then it's a picture of you in your Navy uniform, but you behind the daughter's picture, like you like hidden. I was like, huh? He was like, you didn't notice that your picture was behind his girlfriend's daughter's picture? I was like, no, I didn't pay attention to it. He was like, yeah, it's directly behind. Like, you don't really see your picture unless you like you look behind her picture and you see your picture. And I was like, huh. He was like, and how long your dad known this lady? I was like, yeah, I think a few years. If I remember correctly, about a few years. He was like, and how long has he known you? I was like, nah, I've been knowing this since I was 2. He was like, and how old are you now? Like 28. It was like, huh, interesting. I was like, what you mean by interesting? He's like, I don't know. I was just looking around the house and I see a bunch of pictures of that lady's kids. I don't see you and your sisters. I mean, I see your brother, but I don't see you and your sisters. It's like he replaced y'all with them. That's what it seemed like. Like he replaced the kids that he raised with your mama with the kids that he helped raising with his girlfriend. And like, I don't think that's right. I was like, I don't think it's nothing like that. I don't think it's nothing like that. Cause up until this point, me and my daddy, we had a really good relationship. Like we talked all the time. Like we talked all the time. But it was when I got with Darian is when we start talking less and less. Cause like I said, my daddy was a psychology major. He knows how to pick apart words. So I started talking to him less and less because I know he's going to ask those questions and he's going to listen to the answer I give him and pick apart that answer so good he's going to end up finding out the truth that I'm just like, nah. So I was trying to keep my daddy at a distance, but it's like, it was still my daddy. Like, no, he wasn't my biological daddy, but that was my daddy. I've been knowing him since I was 2, and I've always been baby girl. Like, since I've not met him, I had been attached to his hip. I was always there, always right beside him. He doing something out in the yard, I'm right beside him. Like, my daddy taught me how to change a tire. He taught me how to change brake pads, how to change the fluid, my oil in my car, how to cut grass, how to trim hedges, how to fix the AC. Like, my daddy taught me everything that I know. And he taught me this because he said, I don't want you to have to need a man. I want you to want a man. So I'm going to teach you all these things so that you know how to do these things. Like, just in case you're by yourself, you know how to do these things. But if you have a man, you shouldn't have to do these things. I'm like, okay. So my daddy taught me everything I know. So my daddy was like this, like this. But when I got with D, that separated. So when he said that, I was just like, huh, is he replacing us? I felt some type of way because I'm just like, I wore that uniform too. And I wore it first because I'm the oldest. And I'm just like, damn. I'm like, I didn't think about it that way. He was just like, yeah. Like when you got promoted, did your dad congratulate you? I was like, no, but I didn't tell him until after the fact. He was like, but still, did he congratulate you? I said, yeah. When I told him, he congratulated me, and he was just like, well, didn't he just give your brother a whole going away party before his deployment? Did they ever give you a party for you leaving? I was like, I mean, they gave me a welcome home party when I came back from basic. He was just like, but your mama don't even want to watch your son while you go to drill. She would rather tell you need to get out of the military than watch your son for you to go to drill. And I was like, I mean, because she has stuff to do, and I know it can be a little inconvenient. She's like, but still, that's her grandson. And it's the same woman that you want around my son. She don't even be wanting to watch your son when you go to drill. It's just the weekend. She the grandma. She can't watch him. And I'm just like, no. He was like, yeah, you got promoted to E4. Who was there for you when you was promoted? And I was just like you? He was like, yeah, I'm always here, and I keep trying to show you, like, I'ma always be here. Like, fuck these niggas. Like, it's like they trying to just forget about you. Like, he literally, like, trying to erase you and put somebody else in your place. And I'm just like, oh, okay. And I'm thinking about it. I'm really thinking about it, because I'm like, is he trying to replace me? But I'm saying out loud, no, he's not. No, it ain't even like that. It ain't even like that. But in my mind, I'm just like, well, is he right? He making some points, I guess. I don't know. But we ended up back at the Ronald McDonald House. And the very next day, like, everything was good. The hurricane got downgraded to a tropical storm. They just had a couple of rain and wind, so we was on our way back home, back to our regular Ronald McDonald House and our regular NICU. So we get back, and everything was straight. Everything was straight. A couple of weeks later, we end up getting D his truck. Finally, he had a 2003 Dodge Ram. It was a white truck. It had over 200,000 miles on it, but it was only $5,000. Like, we put $3,000 down, and his car payments was $150 a month. So it was really nothing. So he got his truck. Now we have the car and the truck. When he got the truck, he started having more issues with the dog lady, the person that was watching our dogs. He kept going back and forth with them, to the point where he was just like, all right, we got to find a new dog sitter. And that's what we did. We found a younger lady that does dog sitting for a living. Like, she sits multiple dogs. She charged us $700 a week. I know. But you got to keep in mind, we got two dogs, two Presa Canarios, the Spanish Mastiffs, two of them. They're aggressive dogs, and they're not neuter or spayed. So that $700 was pretty cheap. And then our girl dog Gaia was coming up on her heat cycle, so Atlas was getting aggressive. So I mean, that $700, it was okay. It was more than the $500, a lot more than the $500. But lady was a little bit more. She was a little bit more reliable. Okay, so got his truck, and at this time I started back working at my job. So I am now going from work. Like, I wake up in the morning, go to the NICU early in the morning to see Kion, walk over to my job, work from 7:45 to 6. On my lunch break, I get in the car, I go see Carter at the daycare, come back after work, go to the NICU to see Kion for a couple of hours around like 8, 9 o'clock, come back to the Ronald McDonald House, eat dinner, take a shower, go to sleep. That was my day. Point blank period. That was my day when Darian got his car. I was always at the daycare. Every lunch break, I was at the daycare seeing Carter, and then I was at the NICU seeing Kion. I'm just like, all right. And then I was FaceTiming Jackson, and he was doing good. He had just started first grade. So I'm just like, oh, he's in first grade up there in Maryland. He got Pop and Lovey, like, taking care of him. He doing good, being spoiled. And then I'm like, I'm not being able to, like, take Carter anywhere. I can only see him at daycare. But I'm like, I'm still seeing him. And then I ain't got to deal with D talking about me seeing him, because I'm seeing him at daycare. And D ain't got to see him. And I ain't got to deal with Carter's dad because I'm going to the daycare to see him. And I'm like, I guess it's a win. A win is a win. And then Kion was doing good. He was getting better. Like, he was getting so much better. All I was doing was singing and reading to him. So much better. Things were going pretty smooth up until the dog lady had an issue with the dogs, and we had to get the dogs immediately. Like, she could not control Atlas, how aggressive Atlas was. And then Darren was just like, oh, it's costing us too much money. We got to figure something out. So he ended up calling his dad to see if his dad can watch the dogs until we come to Maryland. Mind you, his dad already has my son. Like, he already has Jackson that he's like taking care of while we're here. And now he wants to add 2 dogs. 2 dogs. But his dad said, yeah,